what I hate more than anything, reading like let's say a big comic book crossover that Marvel promises is going to be the greatest thing ever, like the upcoming Empire storyline that they're doing. And then you read like 4 issues, you love the artist, you love the writer, and then all of a sudden you have a different artist.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they can't keep up. So I'm hoping this pause we'll see some complete storylines for some of these artists.
Marvel Comics is pausing work, and Diamond Comics is having some trouble too. So Marvel Entertainment is immediately pausing work, what they call pausing work on, and the release of approximately 1/3 of its May and June comic book issues, a spokesman confirmed for Newsarama. Marvel's representative said 15 to 20% of its solicited titles would be affected, as some of them are twice monthly in May and June. The decision to pause work on the affected titles, according to the spokesperson, is to help spread the amount of publishing product over the coming weeks and months. Asked when the publisher intends to resume publishing the issues not affected by the pause, the Marvel spokesperson said, as soon as more information is available, we will outline our longer-term plans. Also, Newsarama released an official statement from Diamond Comics Distribution that said, "We are hearing from thousands of retailers that they can no longer service their customers as they have in the past, many of them forced to close by government action or resort to in-person or curbside delivery. Even those still open are seeing reduced foot traffic in most cases, a situation that seems likely to worsen with time. Our publishing partners are also faced with numerous issues in their supply chain, working with creators, printers, and increasing uncertainty when it comes to the production and delivery of products for us to distribute. Our freight networks are feeling the strain and are already experiencing delays, while our distribution centers in New York, California, and Pennsylvania were all closed last week. Product distribution by Diamond and slated for an on-sale date of April 1st or later will not be shipped to retailers until further notice." So, first off, what I want to do is just throw this to whoever wants to take it. What are your memories? I mean, we published comics through Diamond Comics many, many years ago. What's your memories of that? Either one of you can take that. We lost Rob.
Yeah, we lost Rob. I just talked to him, and he's having a issue with his camera and stuff.
All right.
So he's probably not coming back this time, but
okay, that's cool.
You might see future Rob.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry. Your question?
Yeah, go ahead. What I wanted to do is just throw it to you guys and talk about kind of, because most people probably don't even know or care about what Diamond Distribution is. What was your memory of Diamond 25 years ago when we were dealing with those guys?
Well, I mean,
and explain what Diamond is.
Yeah, for those
comics.
that don't know, for those don't know, let's say you want cereal and it's at Walmart. Well, it has to come from somewhere else, and that person sells it to Walmart, who gets it to Walmart, and then Walmart puts it on the shelf. Diamond Distributors is like anymore. They're the only place to get your comics. So all these comic companies, you have to solicit to Diamond pretty much to kind of survive at the comic stores. Now, there's online comics and stuff like that who self-publish, but you really have to suck the teat of Diamond because you want to be in that catalog. And it's a giant catalog that comes out, and it shows you product from 4 months from now. And is it 4 months from now, 2 months from now? Anyways, it's way ahead.
It might be 6 months from now.
You can go through this giant catalog. I mean,
when you solicited it 6 months, it's probably 3 months, 2 or 3 months in the future.
Right. I mean, if you're my age, when we used to get the Sears Christmas catalog, you had everything in there, right? You got excited and you went through there hours upon hours. You can do that monthly with Diamond Comics. And for example, this is not true most of the time. You think you do a great thing by walking into your comic store. You buy 10 books at $3.99 each, and you think, well, I just gave the comic store $40. They should be happy for me. Well, what you don't know is they paid about half or 55 to 60% for those comics. So they really only made about $18 to $17 from you, depending on who it's from and everything else. So that's just how it works. Diamond buys the comics from Marvel, and then Diamond sells the comics to comic stores.
Right.
And that's the kind of the process in a quick, simplified nutshell. But that's where you get your geek comic shirts. Some Diamond and Alliance Games are pretty much the same company, but different distributing companies.
Right.
One is just on like board games and dice games and stuff like that, which I play a lot of. So, yeah, this affects everything, and they're not going to start running again until these people start publishing stuff. Now, what I hope happens, I hope this allows what I hate more than anything reading, like, let's say a big comic book crossover that Marvel promises is going to be the greatest thing ever, like the upcoming Empire storyline that they're doing. And then you read like 4 issues, you love the artist, you love the writer, and then all of a sudden you have a different artist.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
they can't keep up. So I'm hoping this pause we'll see some complete storylines for some of these artists. And I'm not complaining because it's hard to draw a comic and stay focused on that. But man,
Yeah,
I
it
hope
is.
we get to see some really complete, great storylines come out from this kind of pause in the industry. So, I mean, they had to pause everything. They couldn't. I mean, people
Sure.
weren't going to they weren't printing the comics, one, because they didn't want to be there and catch the corona. And so then they can't send them to the distributor, and then they can't send them to the stores, and stores can't buy all these comics. If even with your pickup service, like I'm on a curbside, people aren't buying enough stuff. The shops that are doing that are making just enough money to keep the lights on. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have experience. I have a friend who owns a shop,
Sure.
and I hear all about the details. So
Yeah. I mean, I'll throw this to the game. And by the way, Scott, you did a great job of summing up Diamond Distributors. And
thank you.
I mean, seriously, you told it from the perspective of everyone there. It's good, and you have to realize that Diamond is the 800-pound gorilla. I mean, they're not the only distributor, but they're kind of they're by far the biggest.
Well, back in the day, wasn't there? There's Diamond.
Yeah, and there
what
was
the
another
other
one.
company?
I
Was it
can't.
American Comics.
I can't remember the name of it. There were 2 major publishers, and then when the market collapsed in the late 90s, they died. Let's see. Yeah, I can't remember the name of the other one. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's good. We do have the internet. We can check on that. But yeah, there used to be 2 major distributors, but now it's basically Diamond. They have some other smaller distributors, but we're literally talking about maybe Diamond having 80% of the market. So, I mean, Diamond saying that they're not going to distribute comics anymore means that comics are just, they're done for the time being. And also something we didn't talk about, Diamond, after they released this announcement, they said they were not going to be paying comic book companies fully for the amount of money that they owed them until August. So they're putting off their payments for 5 or 6 months. And I mean, if you're Marvel or DC, you probably have a bigger company. I mean, with DC they have Warner Brothers, and with or I guess it's AT&T now actually, and with Marvel it's Disney. So they may not have to worry so much about not getting paid because they've got a much bigger entity that can kind of cover them. But smaller companies like Dark Horse or Image or certainly independent people are going to be destroyed by the fact that they're not being paid until August for their production.
Sure.
So
I found it real quick, Kevin.
Sure. Go ahead, man.
So it was Diamond Comics and Capital City Comics.
Capital
was the big distributors in the 90s.
Yep.
Then do you guys remember, Dirk, were you still at the comic shop when Heroes World came into the direct Marvel Distributor?
Oh,
Remember when
yes.
Marvel broke off for a little bit?
Yes,
and
yes.
They tried to control their own thing and
Yeah.
say, you have to go exclusive through us and you have
Yeah.
to order so many copies and we're
Yes.
going to strong arm you. And then
Yep.
they went bankrupt a few years later because
Right.
that's, I believe they were hurting for money then and we just didn't know it. And then
Marvel was in very, very, very bad shape in the late 90s, which is why they made the terrible, terrible decisions on the movie rights that they're still paying for right now with Sony with Spider-Man and Fox with the X-Men and Fantastic Four and with all of the crazies. I mean, you know, they still have some stuff tied up with, who is it, Columbia, with like maybe Namor, or the reason why they can't do standalone Hulk movies without bowing to other people, because they made such bad decisions, because Marvel was dying in the late 90s. And so some of the problems that they're having right now are directly related to that. And it's interesting that you mentioned the distribution, because they were doing anything they could to make some money back then.
Yeah. So I figure eventually the mouse is going to just throw so much
absorb
money
everyone.
Character, it won't matter. They'll just buy the company and everything else, not just the characters.
Hello, Taskforce Geek fans. Thank you for watching our video. If you enjoy our content, please leave a like, leave a comment, or you could subscribe and hit that bell so that you'll get notified every time that we put out a new video. Your individual help helps a lot. Thank you.